All right, so gonna talk some boxing. Haven't did one of these in a minute, so I decided to go live. Wanted to talk some boxing, so got some events coming up. Next week you have the return of Jose Ramirez, who will be fighting Richard Hummy in Fresno, California, on the same night as Caleb Plant, David Benavidez. So, I'm looking forward to covering both of those fights, not at the same time, of course. I can't be in two places at one time, and as you guys know, there's only one of me. Cloning is illegal. So, but nevertheless, looking forward to covering both of those fights, because that's what I do, cover these boxing events. But I'm going to talk about Adrien Broner signing with Don King and what does that mean or what it could mean. And then I'm going to talk about Canelo once again basically having a, plan to duck David Benavidez if he beats Caleb Plant. Somebody should hit David Benavidez up on his social media, and if he beats Caleb Plant, he should play that song by the Far Side. Can't keep running away. Can't keep running. Y'all don't know nothing about the Far Side. Can't keep running away. Can't keep running. Man, that was stupid heat. Y'all don't know nothing about the Far Side. Can't keep running away. Hey, that's what David Benavidez need to play to Canelo, because Canelo just seemed like he don't want no smoke with David Benavidez. He said he may fight David Benavidez. He supposed to be like, I'll fight him, and I'm going to whoop on him. So Canelo probably will be rooting for Caleb Plant next week. Canelo's already beaten Caleb Plant, but here's the thing, though. Caleb Plant gave Canelo all he could handle in that first fight until he got caught. Canelo over David Benavidez. Like I said, I don't want to. He should fight him because they Mexican and all that kind of stuff. I don't do that kind of stuff. Like I said, that's not really my job. That's not really my place to speak on behalf of Mexicans. I don't do like other people do, try to act like they in touch with other communities when they not. Because I really don't like people that ain't black trying to speak on behalf of black people. I don't care how many black people you went to school with, or if you a non-black person that sleep with black people, doesn't resonate to you, knowing black people. You just happen to like having sex with black people. But nevertheless, also, and I'm going to talk about the whole Spence, Terrence Crawford thing, and telling y'all not to get caught up in that. And Steven Espinosa that's my guy, but he capping with y'all. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But let me start with Adrien Broner. In case you guys don't know, Adrien Broner, he signed with Don King. He signed with Don King Promotions. So what does that mean? That can mean a couple of different things. Maybe his career is just on the downslide now, and because keep in mind, Don King Promotions don't have no major TV deals. They're not on TV on a regular basis. And even though Adrien Broner is a former superstar in boxing, and based off the disaster that happened with BLK Prime, that hurt Adrien Broner a lot. And then who is Adrien Broner gonna fight? And are people willing to do business with Don King? So a lot of questions have to come into play, like what's gonna be the next move for Adrien Broner? When can we see Adrien Broner back in the ring? Adrien Broner has been out of the ring for a while now. And what happened with him was just like the worst stroke of bad luck that I'd ever seen in my life, where you have 3 fights fall apart within a month's time. And it got to the point to where basically the deal that he signed basically fell through. They just basically decided to part ways and pull the plug on the whole deal that they had with Adrien Broner. Now, will BLK be back trying to, basically put on fight cards? Well, we'll just have to see. I mean, is Don King the dude to revive Adrien Broner's career? Don King is the same age as Bob Arum. I know Don King been in the game pretty much just as long as Bob Arum, but you kind of wonder, okay, what was the last relevant fight card that Don King put on? It's been a while. Now, of course, Don King was big in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and some parts of the early 2000s, but you just look now, Don King promotions haven't been relevant, and then Don King got a lot of bad history. He got a lot of bad history on his resume of getting into it with fighters over money issues. We know about Mike Tyson. We know about Ali. We know about Larry Holmes and a few other people. So that's followed Don King for a while. So the question is, at this point, what's going to happen with Adrien Broner? When is his next fight? When can we see Adrien Broner in the ring? Who is he going to fight? What weight class is he going to fight at? Will Don King Promotion be able to work with other promoters outside of Don King Promotions? Will he be able to get fights with top-ranked fighters? I doubt very seriously if he'll get fights with PBC fighters. Would he get fights with Matchroom fighters? Would he get fights with Golden Boy fighters? We would have to see. So it is some concern about where Adrien Broner's career is headed at this point in his career. Adrien Broner is, what I'm saying? Adrien Broner is like 34. So you have to wonder, what's the next move? And the next move need to come soon. And that's just real talk. So hopefully we get some news about when can we expect Adrien Broner back in the ring. I wouldn't mind going to see Adrien Broner fight. If it's somewhere, that I can get, well, I can pretty much get anywhere, but it would have to be a specific place, because I don't just like flying anywhere. I'm not flying to one of them cities that I've never heard of, like, what I'm saying, Broken Key, Texas, or someplace like that, or what I'm saying, Burnt Bacon, Ohio. I ain't going to no place like that. Got to be someplace that I'm familiar with, like LA or Vegas or New York or somewhere like that. But if he fighting some off-colored city, pun intended, nah, I ain't gonna be there. That's just real talk. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so Canelo is playing games again. Canelo just needs to just flat out just say he's fearful, which I know he'll never say that, of fighting David Benavidez. And when you watch David Benavidez, his style is really bad for Canelo. He has a bad style for Canelo. So I understand why Canelo is hesitant to get in the ring, but he needs to just keep it a buck, talking about, well, we'll see. Like, he should be like, I'll fight anybody. Because keep in mind, they've always tried to attach this stigma to Canelo. Oh, Canelo got, balls of steel and he'll fight anybody. I don't know about steel. Looking more like tennis balls. I don't know about steel. And I'm just keeping it a buck, because it just always seems to be hesitation. When you ask Canelo about David Benavidez, he gets stuck. He goes from speaking, good English to, slanted English and then complete Spanish, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but it just seemed like his English gets a little slanted when you start bringing up David Benavidez. He understands perfect English till you bring up David Benavidez. But David Benavidez has a hard task ahead of him, like in a week. I don't think Caleb Plant is going to be a cakewalk. I don't think that David Benavidez is going to blow through Caleb Plant. I think it's going to be a tough, gritty, hard-fought fight. Either man could win that fight. I know that David Benavidez is like a favorite. Somebody told me he was like a 3-1 favorite. But that could change as we get closer to fight week. So we'll have to see. But Canelo need to stop playing these games, man, because it gets real irritating. He need to just flat out say, hey, not right now, or I'm just not fighting the dude. I get, you know, the funny thing was when they asked Triple G, did he want to fight Andre Ward? He went from saying he'd go up to 168 and fight Andre Ward to where he said eventually Andre Ward was too big for him. So, but we all know Triple G ducked Andre Ward. Triple G didn't duck quite a few fighters. Like I said, I think back now when I was telling everybody that Triple G wasn't all that. Like I said, I caught a lot of flack. I got called all kind of haters, and I told people that Triple G was a fraud. And he eventually proved me right, because he is a fraud. He ain't that good at all. As far as Canelo and John Ryder go, and I gotta keep it a buck, because I gotta do this and I gotta put this out there, because this is what I'm talking about these dudes, how they expose themselves. Like I said, now the narrative then changed. It's Canelo, let's keep it a buck, this is bum bashing. Now they'll say, hey, this dude is ranked and all this kind of stuff, but all this stuff about Canelo will fight anybody, that is complete cap. Canelo will not fight anybody. And this is why I keep telling you, if Canelo don't want to fight David Benavidez, do y'all really believe that dude is going to go? Y'all really believe he going to go up to 160, 175 and fight Arthur Beterbiev? Y'all really believe that he going to fight? Okay. Keep believing that. Keep believing that. Keep believing that. We all know that Canelo is on the bum train. You know, he on the bomb train, not the soul train. He on the bomb train. Do anybody think that John Ryder got a snowball's chance in hell of winning that fight? Absolutely not. This ain't gonna be no Buster Douglas moment for Canelo. And this is what I've been saying about Canelo that bothers me about Canelo. Why do Canelo always seem to get credit for fighting dudes like this, when he's had a chance to fight far better opposition? Canelo definitely have a problem with his ops. And his problem is he don't like getting it in the ring with suitable ops. Nobody believes that John Ryder got a chance of winning that fight. It's a bum bash, and let's just keep it real. But my question is, once again, where's these dudes at condemning Canelo for fighting John Ryder? Because they sure love to keep track of who Terrence Crawford is fighting. This is what I'll be telling you about these fake pro-black dudes. Since they say they all about boxing, where they at? So this isn't a bum bash. You see how these dudes is? I ain't hardly seen nobody making videos trashing this fight. But they'll find a way to trash anybody Terrence Crawford fights. I love busting these guys. Like I said, they don't get exposed by me, they expose themselves. So where all the criticism at for Canelo, and then these are the same dudes that try to play that black card stuff. and try to question other people's blackness. They blackness should be questioned. So now all of a sudden, you ain't pushing the record button, making videos, trashing this fight. And they making you pay for this on pay-per-view. This should be a free DAZN fight. They making you pay for this crap. See how these dudes is? Now what's gonna happen is somebody gonna hear this video, and then all of a sudden you gonna start seeing the videos calling out this fight. They'll probably be up by tomorrow or earlier today, because that's what I do. Team inconsistent blackness in full effect once again. Nobody ain't said nothing about this fight, but they get it. But they'll sit up here and cry about who Terrence Crawford is fighting, should be fighting, ain't fought. Like these dudes is busted, man. It's like Orange Juice Jones say, man, don't say nothing, you busted. I love doing this to these dudes, man. You know, where all the videos at, like bashing this fight? Oh, I get it. It don't fit your narrative. It don't fit your narrative. But I'm gonna talk about that in the video. But I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Eddie Hearn. Excuse me. Steven Espinosa. That's my real neither. Didn't he tell us months ago that negotiations with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fell apart? Now all of a sudden he telling us that negotiations never stopped. Now this came out of his mouth. Oh, negotiations never stopped. Okay, I just saw Showtime on Saturday. They had coming soon. Danny Garcia, which I heard that he ain't gonna get to fight Lara because they make a Lara fight somebody else. They had coming soon Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, and Danny Garcia on there. So those guys have fights, booked. We all know that Errol Spence is fighting Keith Thurman next. They using Terrence Crawford's name to sell that Keith Thurman fight. Listen, it's March, you guys. It's March. Errol Spence last fought April of 2022. Do anybody with common sense believe that Errol Spence is going directly into a fight with Terrence Crawford? Y'all really believe? So you believe Errol Spence is that confident? Y'all really believe he fighting Terrence Crawford? Okay, yeah. Y'all really believe that he gonna go directly into a fight with Terrence Crawford after a year layoff? That's why a lot of these dudes being quiet, That's why a lot of these dudes ain't really, because they know what's up. Errol Spence is not fighting Terrence Crawford next. He is not fighting. I could all but guarantee you that he is not fighting Terrence Crawford. And they just throwing his name out there to help push this fight. Have you heard Terrence Crawford say anything on his social media about that they in negotiation? They just be throwing this stuff out there. They just throwing this stuff out there to get you to try to buy that fight, thinking that Terrence Crawford is gonna fight Errol Spence next. And that ain't gonna happen. Especially if this fight is gonna be at 154. Why would Errol Spence move down? Why would he move down from making his debut at 154 and he go back down to 147, fight for undisputed, and he lose? Then he got a built-in excuse. I know y'all ain't taking the bait. Do not listen to this baloney, because that's exactly what it is. It is Walmart baloney. Errol Spence not fight Terrence Crawford next. Now, if in fact that happened to be true and he fight Terrence, okay, then you know the play. But I can all but guarantee you he is not fighting fighting Terrence Crawford next. It is complete cap. Like Flavor Flav say, don't believe the hype. Because they would have had coming soon, they would have had footage of Terrence Crawford, they would have had footage of Errol Spence, they would have had footage of all those dudes together if they was all, you know what I'm saying, gonna fight each other. We all know Danny Garcia wanted no parts of Terrence Crawford. He shamefully ducked Terrence Crawford. I'm talking about he shamefully like ducked Terrence Crawford and refused to fight him. And I like Danny Garcia. He a cool dude, but man, he ducked the smoke, man. He really did. But I'm telling y'all, don't get caught up in this. Do not take the bait. How many times how many times have you guys failed for this hook, line, and sinker? For real, stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. They not fighting next, so don't believe it. But anyway, appreciate you guys tapping in. I gotta do some videos, man. This video I'm finna do in about 20 minutes is, whoo, man. But anyway, thanks for tapping in. I'm out.